guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video, I'm bringing you a huge haul video, all thanks to Morphebrushes. Recently, I was actually one of the featured makeup artists at the Barnum Brothers show where I work for Design Essentials. And the Barnum Brothers show is kind of like the Southern IMAT, so to speak. But instead of just having makeup products, there's hair, there's fashion, and it's held in Atlanta, Georgia. I was so pleasantly pleased to know that Morphe was actually going to be at the show, so I actually had a chance to go to their booth and kind of see all the products that they had to offer. I had already worked one day, so I knew there were certain things that I really wanted to try to kind of create a little bit more editorial looks for the show, and I was actually missing some key brushes, and again, I love Morphe, so I decided to go by their booth to see what I could actually pick up for my case. And I left with so many brand new things. Products are so good and they're so inexpensive, but the quality is spectacular. So I'm actually going to walk you through a few of the things that I actually have that are new to the Morphe line, and I'll show you some of the things that I have, and I'll also cut to a few pieces of the things that I have had a chance to try, and I'll kind of show you how I incorporate these products into my look, but I know they're going to make their way into my case. So without further ado, let's get into my new Morphe stash. First and foremost, I actually have to talk about this new Morphebrushes blush product. It is number 9B, B as in boy, and look at the magnificentness of this palette. The colors are just as intense as they appear on camera. I'm actually wearing a combination of this burnt orange here as well as this bubblegum pink. That's actually a technique that I really like to use. I actually like to use a really, really dark color and then a flash of light just to kind of create that perfect blend of blush. But I'm just going to show you. Look at the intenseness of just these three here. So I am absolutely in love with this palette. I will try to link the link for Morphe in the down bar and the prices of these products. I don't think this palette was any more than about $10, but again, I love this palette, and the only thing I can actually really think about this is when I'm actually running around and I'm doing editorial shoots and bridal shoots. It's always good just to have a little bit of touch up, and I'm one of those people that's really kind of control freak when I have a client that I know they're going to be photographed a lot, and sometimes when you actually blend them out just a little bit to remove any sweat or actually, you know, they're perspiring, you kind of want to go back in with a beauty blender or possibly even a brush and just kind of put a little bit more blush on, and it makes the look so fresh. So this palette, I think the size of it is absolutely amazing. It's thin enough, but the product is banging for the buck. So this is an amazing palette by Morphe. It's the Morphebrushes number 9B. Next, stand in the freelance lane, shall we? Look at this new powder contour palette. This is the number 06F as in Frank, again by Morphebrushes. This is another contouring palette. All the shades are matte, and I absolutely love this. Again, when I'm actually running around, I like to have a little bit more compactness, and oftentimes I use a lot of my Ben Nye powders to dust and to refreshing looks, but I'm thinking this is absolutely amazing because it is so compact. It's very flat. It'll fit very nice in my Zucca case. So those of you girls that are looking for a nice new contouring palette, Morphe has one for you, number 06F. Oh, but we can't have a Morphe video without talking about their new eyeshadows, can we? This is the number 35D. It is a beautiful smoky palette. I haven't had a chance to try this one. This was one of those that I actually wanted to save for camera. I'm absolutely in love with it though. The shades are you have tons and tons of shimmer, but the great thing about this palette, you guys, the quality of Morphe, their pigmentation is so amazing. The fallout is very minimum, and again, it's very inexpensive. So you're going to have a multiple different hues of your shimmers, and I like it because they actually start from the lightest hue of a shimmer and then they'll go into the deepest hue of the shimmer, and they will also pop in that beautiful matte so you can blend out. You guys know that I'm kind of iffy about my shimmer shadows, especially if you don't have a matte shadow, because there's nothing cute about trying to pile on shimmer and not having that contrasting color, that transition shade, which definitely should be your matte. So this is going to give you all the bang for your buck. And like I said, in all the grays, you're going to have tons of grays, and then you go into your black, which is going to be the descending color, and it's going to give you your hue of matte. Then you're going to have a lot of your cool tones, and then you go into a matte brown. You're going to have a lot of your plums. For my girls, you know I love my plums. And you go into these beautiful, beautiful eggplant shades. You have your greens, you go into your blues, and of course, in between each one of these quadrants, you have beautiful mattes. So you're never going to run out of it. There's billions and billions of different combinations you can create with this palette. Absolutely amazing Smokey Palette by Morphe, and this is the number 35D. Last but not least, I say what I think is probably the best one for last. This is the combo I'm actually wearing right now. I actually used this palette today to create the look I'm wearing, and this is what I would call a bronze shimmer palette. Again, I'll leave the link and the names of the products in the down bar, but this is number 35T. This palette really does remind me of the new MAC palette. It's about, I want to say that palette runs between $60 and $70. I have not fall victim of purchasing that because I was able to pick up the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, which if you guys remember, I actually did a review on that. Of course, I'll leave it in the down bar so you guys can have a quick link for it. But this palette here, I want to say, is the follow-up to that palette. The pigmentation is so beautiful, so beautiful. The pigments come out so nice. Look at this. This one reminds me of Amber Lights right here. You have a beautiful plum brown mattes. Oh my God, you have all of these pearlized shades, a little bit more shimmer, so which is going to be amazing and opulized for the fall. But I think you can create, as you can see, a very, very neutral look and just create something very, very easygoing. But the days that you want to ramp it up, I would say layer it using the Morphe Slate Gel. This is an amazing black cream. And you'll see here where I actually layered this, and then I went into the 35T palette and just really tried to create a beautiful, seamless, smooth look. But of course, no look is definitely going to be complete without adding on brushes. Your girl ended up with some amazing new brushes as well, and I have to actually feature these as well. So after I actually laid the slate on my lid, I actually went and kind of created the transition shade, and I'm using the M524. This is a very flat, what I would call packing brush. It's wide enough so you can really, really get into that crease and buff those shades out, but it's not going to be too big. It's very, very dense, so it's very, very tight. I want to say that it really allows you a lot of precision. Then I actually went and used the M518. This one I actually use is almost like a pencil brush, but you can tell this is so much longer. It really allows you to be able to blend as well as to pack those colors and get right into that crease. And again, obviously sweeping underneath the eye area. This brush is spectacular. And after you apply all this beautiful color, this is my newest favorite brush. This one is the M461. I am absolutely in love with this brush. It's a dual fiber brush, and it really allows you to go in and blend out any harshness. You can even smoke out on the side underneath the eye area and just continue to blend, blend, blend. You guys know I always talk about blending, blending, blending. You can use great quality products, but if you're using not the right brushes, the look can still turn out messy. So making sure, this is my favorite, I have to say, my favorite new eye brush. I actually use it to blend out my contour right along the bridge of my nose. I blend it into my eye area. This is just a spectacular brush. It's the M461. And if you want to go underneath that eye area after you blended out all the eyeshadow and you want to add a little bit of pop of color underneath the eyelash area, I'm using the Morphe M224. This is an amazing concealer brush. Obviously, you know concealer brushes have multiple uses. They are synthetic brushes. They work very well in cream, and they work very, very well with powder. So I just kind of packed on a little bit of color underneath the eye area, blended it out, and yeah. And of course, you have to create blush looks. So to do that blush, I'm using the M500. This is a beautiful, what I would call almost a feather brush. That's what it reminds me of. And I'm sure they call it something a little bit more precise, but I really like that I can kind of get on that cheek area and blend out. You can turn it to the side. You can use it on its tip to be more precise with it. But me, I really have gotten into doing more of a feathery motion around the forehead and into the cheek area, down the bridge of my nose, across the forehead, and really banging out that highlight, banging out that blush. All the new products that I've just mentioned from you guys are Morphe. They do not, however, mention all the products that I've received, but these are the things that I've actually tried so far. I'm absolutely crazy in love with them. Anything that's going to actually make my job easier, is actually going to make my work look better, I'm all thrilled about it. I wanted to share it with you guys. So there you have my latest Morphe haul. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you have comments about any of the products that I've actually listed here, make sure you leave those, guys. I love to connect with you guys, and I just want to kind of keep you updated with what's going on in my world. Remember to follow me on Instagram at love_Kiani to receive daily beauty tips. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, click the link in the down bar. It's free. And until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hugs and kisses. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.